What it is, what it do, what it is, lads and ladettes. I am the HNIC, the head nerd in charge, Dakota Griswold of Gamers, Nerds, and Geeks United. Welcome back to Yesterday Today. And of course, this is the show where we bring you some of the biggest gaming news you may have missed from yesterday today. And honestly, some huge news went down yesterday, and I'm hoping you ain't missed it. Well, actually, I'm hoping that you did, so you can sit here and listen to all of the great things that I'm about to bring forth. But first, of course, we got to get some of the smaller stuff out the way. Let's jump right into the appetizers, and this is some interesting appetizers. First, Ubisoft appears to be working on VR games both for Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed. Now, I wouldn't really complain about Assassin's Creed getting anything else because we get a new Assassin's Creed game every 2 years now. Fine. But when was the last time we had a Splinter Cell game? That was Blacklist. Blacklist was 2015, 2014, maybe even before that. And then we just keep getting, we got Sam Fisher as an operator in Rainbow Six Siege, and then he's in the other mobile games and stuff like that. Bunch of stuff that people didn't even ask for. We just want an official Sam Fisher game, Splinter Cell, but we're not getting it. Fine, whatever. But they haven't really said that they're going to, is it going to be on these systems? Is it going to be on Oculus or whatever it's going to be on? But I'm really thinking that they're going to go the Far Cry route, and there's going to be some like a VR experience location. It's basically like a theme park, but for VR experiences. And that's cool and all that. But honestly, I would like to play some of this stuff on my PSVR or, you know, if I ever decide to get one of those PC ones. But yeah, not Oculus. I don't think I want to sign into my Facebook on that. But yeah, we getting some VR stuff for Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell. That is annoying. Let's move on. I'll tell you what else is annoying. Something that keeps popping back up and something that I would like to actually have in my hands. Mass Effect, right? We all liked Mass Effect Trilogy. Some, of course, a lot of people did not like the ending, so they patched in a different ending. But I'm pretty sure that patched ending is in this leak that came from a Portuguese retailer that the Mass Effect Trilogy is officially coming out. Doesn't say when, it just has the logo for each system. Now, what's funny is that I saw somebody in the comments and I said, this is fake because the Nintendo Switch version is cheaper than the other versions. And I'm going to have to agree with that simply because, you know, Switch tax. Those cartridges cost money and stuff like that. And if you're getting all three Mass Effect games, which I probably think they're not, they're going to probably have to patch in like maybe one or two of the games because, you know, that's just how it goes on the Switch. But I'm happy to see this. Everything it says is €59.99, at least for this site. So I don't know if they're going to charge us full price, but I'll be real with you. If they do release this game and it's full price, especially this year, y'all bugging. I ain't paying for that. People got to pay for the PS5 and the Xbox One, Xbox Series S, whichever Xbox is coming out on November 10th. Cheese on bread. This is confusing. Seriously, I've heard people talk about it. I'm seriously confused. But it's coming out for these, and then all of these other games, and games are going to be $70 more on that later, and you want us to pay $60 for your game that's basically getting ready to be 2 generations old? I think you might want to relook at that. But at least it's coming on Nintendo Switch. I wouldn't pay for it, $60 to be on Switch. Unless, of course, it had a steel case. Come on now, y'all know my weakness. All right, lads and ladettes, let's dig into the real meat and potatoes. And it is just, it's a whopping, wonderful meal. So much that one event has taken over the meat and potatoes section. This is all dedicated to the PlayStation Showcase yesterday. And man, I couldn't even organize properly because I was at work. I was scattering, you know, and even my bosses was looking over my shoulder. Said, oh, that's what this is? That's what this looks like? And, you know, one of my bosses who happens to be my good friend, Garvin, he actually made a fair point about some things. I'm definitely going to shout him out later. But this PS5 event, it opens with Final Fantasy 16. I saw somebody say, hey, maybe it'll open with Final Fantasy 16. And I laughed because I don't think we're going to see it anytime soon. The fact that we got a reveal of Final Fantasy 16 the year that another Final Fantasy came out, yeah, well, that's pretty freaking impressive. So it opened with Final Fantasy 16. And what I do want to say is that it doesn't look anything like Final Fantasy 15. And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's single player, and you got the main character fighting these monsters. It's a super fantasy like setting, snow settings and stuff like that. It's medieval, really. It's not like Noctis where you get a chance to teleport to your sword and then maybe go to your car or something like that. It is complete fantasy, a medieval times kind of thing going. The game looks really, really good. It looks even darker than what Final Fantasy 15 is, but I'm really, really interested in everything in it. We got to get 3 minutes of gameplay, and it looked really, really good. Also, it is a timed PS5 exclusive, just like I do believe Final Fantasy 7 is, because I think maybe next year Final Fantasy 7 Remake will be coming to PC and possibly the Xbox, whichever game in the family is coming out for. But that is also exclusive. It's a timed exclusive, and well, I will be playing it on the PS5 when it does come out. Hopefully it doesn't come out around anything else, but this game actually looks it looks amazing, and you know, it's gonna definitely cap over a bunch of other stuff. But then next they gave us an in-depth look of Miles Morales. Yeah. In this trailer, we got a chance to see Miles Morales saving people from a bridge, classic Spider-Man style. My man used multiple webs and he pulled portions of the bridge together so people could come together. It wouldn't be a Spider-Man game or movie or anything if Spider-Man wasn't doing this and trying to pull everything together. It's awesome. And he had all his electrical powers where he hit the ground and he got a chance to air combo like 5-6 enemies. This game is going to be amazing. And then if you pre-order this game, the deluxe version, which is $70, more on that later, you get a free copy of Spider-Man from 2018. But get this game isn't just on PS5. It is also on PS4. Now, this is where I was talking about my good friend Gav, right? Gav was over there like an old man who needed a nap. Why I need a PS5? Ain't nothing wrong with my PS4. Gav, that's not how these systems work. Nah, ain't nothing wrong with my PS4. Why I can't buy it? I said, none of this stuff is coming out for the PS4. And then they have this PlayStation Showcase. And then after this, in a PlayStation blog, they proved me wrong. The PlayStation Showcase proved that it basically said Spider-Man is coming to PS5. Absolutely. So is Horizon Forbidden West, right? PS5. But they're both also coming to PS4. So I guess you don't need to throw the PS4 out yet or even trade it in. I'm definitely going to have to I'm going to be putting it somewhere else in the house, but I'm definitely going to I have a God of War PS4. I'm not getting rid of that. It's a collector's item. Regardless if it got damaged in the fire that I had, so what? This is a collector's item. It is pristine and precious. So it's really, really good to see another Spider-Man game. It's just so good. Now hit me out, right? There's another game that's been heavily rumored, and we saw it for some reason at the PlayStation Showcase. Nowhere else. Well, it was an interesting year because it's 2020 and there's no E3 and we can't physically go to a lot of other shows. So we got a chance to finally see the Harry Potter game. And it looks exactly what it sounded like on paper. People were just like, what are you going to do? You're playing a person shooting out magic and you're fighting these big creatures. That is exactly what this game is. This game looks like it seems like it's meshed with like Fantastic Beasts a little bit because you're interacting with creatures, and it's based in the 1800s. It's called Hogwarts Legacy, so there's no Harry Potter here. It's an RPG as well, and all we saw was a little bit of action here, some cutscenes and stuff like that. But for me, I'm thinking that if it's an RPG, there isn't any set characters that you get to play as. There's going to be NPCs that make a story important, but I really do believe this is going to be one of those create your own magician or whatever you want to call it. This game actually looks awesome. It's set to come out next year. And, well, this game actually looks way better than I thought. I said, hey, a Harry Potter game actually sounds like it's pretty cool. Can't wait to see it. And then it turns out looking even better than I expected. Yeah, I'm definitely down with that. And then we got to see some more Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Not the multiplayer, but the campaign. The campaign has something interesting. I don't know if they had this in the campaign for the last couple years, but there was melee. Somebody would run up on him. He took somebody as hostage, which is awesome. You know, and then basically he it's like, you know how the glory kills are in Doom? It's similar to that, where he grabbed somebody, stabbed him, then shot him, and then threw him away. I was just like, this is what they're doing in Call of Duty now. Now, if they implement that in multiplayer, which they kind of did, if you walk up behind a person and hold the right stick button, there's an animation to happen, but it leaves you very vulnerable. So that's why I kind of never do it. But this looks amazing. And then we also get the exclusive alpha on the PS4 from September 18th to September 20th. That is this weekend. I don't know if I have time to do that, and I will try to get into it. This game looks awesome. Seriously. And then they pulled, remember the RC car that used to really upset everybody in multiplayer? Well, they were driving in the car and they put it out. The RC car catches up to a freaking freight plane and blows it up and takes the freight plane out of commission so they can catch up to it and catch the bad guys. Yeah, this game looks like it's shaping up to be pretty awesome. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Now, let's move on here. Then we got a chance to see Resident Evil Village, aka Resident Evil 8. Looks creepier than usual. It opens up with just a silhouette of Chris Redfield. So what I'm guessing is that Chris Redfield did something. He betrayed the good guys, but I feel like it's a Fast and Furious, what was it, 7, 8, whatever, Fast and Furious kind of thing where Vin Diesel's character betrayed the family because he found out he had some other family. He had a kid or whatever. Not saying that's the same thing going on here, but I feel like Chris, being a good guy for all of these games, he's suddenly going to betray all the good people. There has to be good reason, right? There has to be good reason. This isn't like Halo when Master Chief did it, even though he saved the galaxy. Anyway, but bottom line, this game actually looks phenomenal. Am I going to play it? Probably not. I don't do the scary games. I didn't even get far in Resident Evil 7. I played maybe 2-3 hours of it. When you find your wife and then she starts coming up the steps and she's creeping like homegirl from The Ring. Yeah, nah, son, I ain't doing it. So, but this game actually looks very good. If it's maybe just a slight bit more action-based, I'll probably get into it. But, I mean, if you've seen any of my streams back in the day, I don't do well with horror games. I'll scream, I'll jump. It's funny for y'all, but it ain't funny to me. My heart's racing. My heart will almost jump out my chest or it jump into my throat. So I'll probably do some more coverage on this, most likely. But I really think it does look awesome. I just can't handle it. So, and then we got a chance to see more Deathloop gameplay. I really thought that Deathloop was probably delayed just to maybe go with the PS5, but it's still delayed till Q2 2021. We got a chance to see more. The main character you play as, he's basically saying that you got to choose between the people that's trying to kill you. Now, if you kill one, the other person got away, and then you got to go find them later on. This is a very interesting game, and a very interesting take on the, and it's multiplayer as well. And just the shooter and the hitman, it's time manipulation. It's a lot going on here. And the fact that it got delayed, I can't even imagine what it's really going to look like next year. I'm really excited about this one. I mean, I like a first person shooter out of Bethesda anyway. That's my company when it comes to first person shooters. And now you won't believe this, or maybe you would. We're getting a Devil May Cry 5 special edition where Virgil is playable. And honestly, given the fact that I did not finish Devil May Cry 5 is upsetting because certain spoiler happened in this trailer. I won't ruin it for you. I'm just really hoping that I'm wrong about this. But basically, I really don't want to spoil it, but something happens. And I was just like, really? That's what that was? And it only makes sense. So there's going to be a special edition with Virgil, who's completely playable, a new difficulty called Legendary Dark Knight. And there is a mode, which is a lot faster, called Turbo mode. And of course, you get to play as Virgil. Why not? Virgil is just so stylish, so cool. Dante is brash and loud, while Virgil is just like that smooth, chill uncle. You know, a guy that show up at the barbecue with the loafers and the Kango hat. And he's like, yo, bro, get off the grill. I got the grill now. Well, that's Uncle Virgil. Moving on. Moving on to the next one, we got another Oddworld game. The games always look cool, but I'm not a big fan of the gameplay. But it looks entertaining, it looks cool. And if you're any Oddworld fans out there, shout out to y'all. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I hope that y'all are really happy. More Five Nights at Freddy's. Not for me, I don't really do the horror thing, but it does look okay. It looks pretty cool. And then we got extended Demon Souls gameplay. That is out at launch. Of course, it's going to be $70 right along with some other games. We got a chance to see Fortnite is going to be there. And this is something I really want to talk about, right? Now, we know with PlayStation Plus is cool, but on PS5, they're having something called the PlayStation Plus Collection. That is going to challenge or rival slightly Game Pass or games with gold. Because if you go on that PlayStation Plus Collection, some of those games that's there, let me tell you what's right there, right? You got God of War, you got Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, Persona 5, Resident Evil 7, The Last of Us Remastered, Monster Hunter World, The Last Guardian, Detroit Become Human, Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, Mortal Kombat X, Days Gone, Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Ratchet & Clank, Until Dawn, and Infamous Second Son. Apologies, there will be no Horizon in this. Apologies. Shamefully, Horizon Zero Dawn is not on this list, but you have a bunch of other phenomenal games here. And honestly, this just gives me a second chance to finally get a chance to play, well, I said chance a lot, play Days Gone. Well, I wanted to play Days Gone, and then as they updated it, people kept saying, yo, the game is a lot better and stuff like that. So with this PS5, on PS5, being able to have PlayStation Plus and being able to play these games, there's a few games on here that I would like to, go back to. God of War, of course. But then I really wanted to play Days Gone, and maybe I'll finally jump into Monster Hunter World. That's also on Game Pass. But I played basically all of these other games that I was really interested in. But this is a phenomenal list of games, and I'm really interested. Now, right at the end, they gave us both the PS5 prices for the digital and the physical edition. Just like I said, $399, $499. PlayStation basically said, nah, we ain't as powerful as the Xbox Series X, but you still paying the same price. Simply put, right? Well, after that happened, chaos ensued. It's like they were sitting in the room with the Joker from The Dark Knight, and they said, hey, what do you think we should do? He said, introduce a little anarchy. And you know the thing about anarchy, it's fair. So chaos breaks out right after the PS5 showcase. Pre-orders are going up everywhere. They didn't tell us because, a lot of us signed up to be notified about it, but I didn't hear it. My friend Brandon, he got his PS4. My friend Roosevelt, he got his PS5. They're going to their GameStop. People are showing up. And then I definitely hit my plug, and I'm seeing if I can go today because I couldn't get the luck online, given the fact that I had to come back home to the kids. And then yesterday I was at work. So when I'm hearing this, I'm all in transition of coming back home. I didn't have time to stop. So this was really unfair. And a lot of people, you're going to hear about a lot of people. You heard about it yesterday, but a lot of people today are going to be infuriated. I'm going to have to tell my boss, like, yo, can I leave work for a second? I need to go to GameStop to secure this PS5. Seriously. And I really think he'd understand because he knows how important it is. But to be perfectly honest with you, I really hope, because if they shipping 15 million ain't pre-ordered, right? Because there's a pre-orders not really available anywhere unless you go somewhere physically. Yesterday, it went up on Target, Best Buy, and even Walmart. It was everywhere. And I tried to look on the GameStop website just for giggles, like immediately after the showcase, it wasn't showing up. But then I went on there 2-3 hours, the website was crashed. So I'm interested to see what's going on here. $500, and you can pre-order it like right now, a couple days before the Xbox. This is going to be a doozy, because if I can pre-order both, I'm getting them both day one. And get this, they're 2 days apart. The Xbox is November 10th. The PlayStation is November 12th. Oh man, everybody be safe out there, because you're going out there, you're getting these new systems, there's probably going to be some issues, right? Be careful. I'm really excited. If you can get the pre-order, go to your local GameStop, go to your not so local GameStop, go to wherever you can to get this pre-order. We don't know if there's going to be a second wave of pre-orders. I would happily assume so. They usually are. But you know how it goes. Panic ensues. People got to do what they got to do in the middle of a pandemic. And we're probably still going to be in the middle of a pandemic in November. It's not going to completely open up yet. Let's be real here. And we're going to need something while we're home. Some of us who aren't fortunate to work from home or don't even have our jobs, and we still have $500 to $1,000 sitting around, God bless you. They're going to use it for their PS5 or maybe their Series X. So this is going to be an insane holiday. I really can't wait to see what's going on. But they hit you with one of those one more things. And well, guess what it was? Yep, it was God of War. It's called God of War Ragnarok. And you hear Kratos' voice and talking about what he's going to do. I'm guessing he's talking to Atreus, and you see the ring, the symbol, and with all of the emblems and everything. It's called God of War Ragnarok. It's coming out next year. We didn't even see Kratos. We didn't see Atreus. We didn't see anything. But we know it's called Ragnarok for a reason. We know what happened in the end credits for the first one. If you haven't played God of War, from 2018. You need to stop cheating yourself and play it so you can get caught up. That game was phenomenal. That game was amazing. It is top 5, one of the best games I have ever played in my life, and one of the best games ever. I don't think anybody that played that game will disagree with me. It was a phenomenal game. So I can only imagine what's going to happen in the second one. Yeah, Kratos sounds like he's ready. The way it sounds, though, it sounds like Kratos is ready for maybe his last battle. So I don't want to go ahead and say anything bad here, but it seems like Kratos is fully ready to die in this one. And I think in the third one, Atreus is definitely going to take over. I want to go on note saying that, because it seems like, of course, in the second one, maybe you're playing more as Atreus, or you play as Atreus a little bit. And then maybe Kratos dies in the third one. You only play as Atreus and he gets a companion or something like that. I don't know. Maybe Last of Us kind of style, you know. But really, I was just really excited. I told my boy, he was just like, nah, let me see. They lying. And I said, look, it's right here. And he said, oh man, I got to get a PS5 now. That's when I'm getting a PS5. But you just said ain't nothing wrong with your PS4. He said, yeah, but they didn't tell me God of War was coming out. God of War is definitely a game changer. This is the 6th, 7th game. You got the 2 PSP titles. You got the 3 mainstay titles. And then, of course, you got God of War Ascension. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7. It's amazing. It's amazing that an IP you can, and it just keeps being switched up. Now, this game is going to shut everything down. But bottom line, this PS5 showcase was amazing. It was awesome. Final Fantasy, Spider-Man, both on PS4, PS5. Same thing with Horizon. And then you got the PS4 PlayStation Plus collection. That is a game changer. That is available immediately for you to play. Immediately for you to play. And then Devil May Cry is out early digitally on the PS5 at launch. It's not out physically right away, but it's out digitally. That game ain't gonna be $60. Maybe 50, 60, maybe. But if you have PlayStation Plus, you have at least a good 10 games that you can spend over 100 hours in. Then you can go and buy Devil May Cry. If you don't want to buy Demon Souls at launch for some reason, I'm not a Demon Souls fan, even though it looks phenomenal. If you don't want to buy Demon Souls or Spider-Man at launch, I don't know what's wrong with you. But then at the same time, you got all of these other choices if you have PlayStation Plus. You feel like you spent $500. You don't want to spend another $770 to almost, basically $600-700 because it's going to be taxed with games. So why not just use your PlayStation Plus that you already have and that you already pay for annually and play a great selection of games. God of War, Uncharted, Bloodborne. What? Lads and ladettes, this was awesome. Next gen is officially about to kick in, and I hope y'all are ready because the console war is seemingly over because Xbox is doing their thing, Nintendo's doing their own thing, and Sony is really like, nah, we are the console to have because we got all these games. Shout out to them. This is really, really interesting. I feel like this is the generation where all systems is a must-have. Mark my words. Make note of that because that Xbox Series S is only $300. Seriously. And the cheaper PS5 is $400. And if you're talking about going all digital, what you gonna do? Lads and ladders, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. If not, hit the dislike. It's all good. Don't be like the guy that was in my comments the other day talking about all lives matter, because all lives ain't gonna matter until Black lives matter. So if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe all the way up to all so you know when your boy is posting. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and this video is finito.